Please join us for the Pledge of Allegiance. I
pledge allegiance to the flag of the United States of America and to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all.
Honor the Texas flag. I pledge allegiance to thee, Texas, one state, under God, one and indivisible. Please come to order. We do have proof of posting in accordance with Chapter 551. Known as the Texas Open Meetings Act. We do have proof of posting. This time, any members of the public who wish to speak shall each have 5 minutes. Mr. Morgan, would you like to?
Yes, ma'am.
Good morning.
Good morning. I'm talking about the same old subject. It's called low frequency noise. It's harming people. And on November the 6th at my home, the whole house was shaking so bad. My bed was vibrating. It started at midnight for 10 minutes. What's doing that? It's got to be something outside my home, that's for sure. And we do have this big compressor station 9/10 of a mile from my house. And they run me out of the house a lot. I'm tired of living like this. It started hammering me in 2007. I wound up in the hospital with brain damage. And the other time, I was over in Palestine, had to go to Palestine, hospital over there. And I couldn't find anything wrong. But I was really hurting bad. Now this stuff has got to stop. There's too many compressor stations in this county that has no barrier around them to contain the noise within their property. They don't have the right to invade my home. They do it every day, just in different intensities. So what action can we take? We can take action on our own. We can take up the noise authority that was delegated by the federal government when they closed their office. We can take up that authority. And if we fine them about $20,000 a day for every day they put out this low frequency noise to excess, then it might get their attention to put a barrier around there. And it can be done. There's down north of Dallas, a town up there, they made them put one around a big compressor station. So this noise can be controlled. But when you have an attorney general that interprets the law and says they can make all the noise they want to, that's stupid. There's a federal law already that says the limit is 55 decibels, and they're only addressing hearing noise. They're not addressing low frequency. And low frequency affects each of our body's systems because each system operates at a different low frequency, below 590%. And we've had 10 people killed in this county because of the noise. I've been over their homes, and with a noise meter that costs $3,000, and I have taken noise readings all over this county. The average last year was 70 decibels. The normal hearing noise range that the EPA was using was 55 decibels. And that was just the hearing range. With the low frequency noise, and I've got data from around the world and different governments that says 30 decibels for low frequency noise to not harm our people. Texas is not doing anything. So we need to, have you talked to any of the other county judges that?
I did find something that I would like for you to read.
Okay.
We have looked for all these years trying to find something, and everything that we have found does not give the county authority to address that. So let me show you a little later what I found, and then we will talk some more about it.
Okay, because I do have a document that shows that the federal government delegated to state and local authorities.
I know, I have read that.
Okay.
But the county only has the authority that's given to it through the Constitution or through the state government.
Can't be delegated from the federal government.
No.
No, we don't. Well,
But anyway, I found something else that we will talk about.
okay, I appreciate
All right.
that. Thank you.
Thank you, Mr. Morgan. All right. We have Mr. Dennis Wilson with us this morning. Would you like to give us a word?
Thank you, Judge, and honorable members of the court. My name is Dennis Wilson. I am currently running for a new House District seat. It's House District 13. The new district composes Bosque Hill, Freestone, Limestone, Leon, Falls, and the eastern side of McLennan County. Most of you know me. I've spent 46 years in county government, understand well how it works. I was a sheriff there for a number of years, 20 years. I am charting new waters. I visited with Mr. Ridge yesterday on the phone briefly, and this is a new race for me, particularly politically, because now it's not so much about who you know locally, it's about getting out and meeting people in the district. I would consider it a great honor to represent Freestone County. I have been the pleasure when I was sheriff to represent Freestone on some boards over in Waco, UAC, and I sat on the mental health board. I will tell you that mental health is my passion. I spent hours upon hours, years upon years working in mental health and mental health law and legislation. And we are making baby steps, but we have a lot of work in front of us. I'm an old country boy. I'll run a grassroots campaign. I don't have much money, so I'm going to be a not to talk guy. But I promise you that I understand the values of living in a rural community. And that we're losing those values simply because of the way the legislators have made that up. So I want to go to Austin, and I want to continue to be a strong voice for the true values that we have in our rural communities. I understand about unfunded mandates. I understand about the liability issues that we face in county government, and I also understand about the legislative process and how that works. I've been fortunate enough to make friends with a number of the legislators that share the same ideas that I do as far as we've got to protect our life in the country, our country life and our values, and try to improve on that. So if I miss you, I would appreciate your vote and support, and I would be honored to stand up in Austin and represent Freestone County and be that voice that you're looking for to try to preserve the rights that each of you work every day hard to provide the citizens that elect you. To me, it's all about the people, and we've lost that. And I think the people generally are sick and tired of being stuff crammed down their throat, and they're not taking into consideration the values that we all grew up with. I was blessed to grow up in a Christian home with Christian values, and I've carried over the way I raised my family, and hopefully my family, that legacy will continue on. We have got to get back to that flag. We've got to get back to our beliefs, and we've got to get back to some common sense stuff. We've got too many people out there in left field that are just idiots. That's the only way I know to say it. They're idiots. Thank you. For that, I appreciate your support, and if you have any questions, I'm available. I promise you one thing, I'm not a closet politician. Never have been a closet politician. My phone belongs to the people. It's not my private personal phone, so if you call that number, I promise you, I will call you back. It may be an hour or two, but you leave me a message and I'm going to call you back. I don't run from stuff. It's not always pleasant being a politician. I understand about what you guys face on your side of the bench over there, because I too have with county government for 45 years, 46 years. So I understand what you go through and support you. So that's my spiel. A lot of people say, "Are you crazy?" My wife thinks I am. So that 9-10 month retirement was working out pretty good, but it's time to go find something else to do because I just can't sit in the house and watch soap operas. So I had to go. So this is a new venture for us. We're excited, and I appreciate your support. And thank you for your time this morning.
Thank you for coming by. Thank you. Anyone else? Yes.
Hi, Judge Grant. I'm Casey Pickett Allen. I have put in my name for JP2, so I'll be running. I've traditionally was just a paramedic on a truck that nobody really ever saw. Some things happen in life and kind of put me in a position where I wound up finding out a whole lot more about bail reform than I thought I ever would find out in my whole entire lifetime. So it was kind of a natural progression after doing Damon's Act and getting it passed that I thought, well, I think I could do more, and this is kind of something that I'm really interested in and has a whole lot to do with this job, so why not just try and do that job? So that is my whole entire idea for running, is just to try and implement the things that we've already done with this last session and the passing of the Damon Allen Act, and try and make things better and safer for our counties, and try and work harder for our law enforcement, because they're my heart. So I want them to be safe, and I want them to be safe by working with these criminals. And that's it. Y'all can call me too, but you have to get my cell phone number from Clyde.
Thank you for coming today.
Thank you.
Anyone else? If you'd like to, yes, this bill.
Or later, it doesn't matter to me.
Later, we'll take it all at the same time, be part of your comments. That'd be all right?
Yes, ma'am.
Okay. Anyone else? All right, if not, we'll go to item number 1, to approve the minutes of the November 17th and the November 23rd meetings. We would love for y'all to stay if you want to for the meeting and then visit afterwards. If you need to go, it's fine too. Just whatever you'd like to do.
Thank you.
Great. Sometimes people feel like they can't get up and leave if they want to, but you sure can if you don't want to do that. But I think we'll be quick today. All in favor, aye. Any opposed? None. Motion carried. Item number 2 is budget transfers and amendments.
Just one on it,
That's it.
make a motion.
Second.
All in favor, aye. Motion carried. Item number 3, approve and pay the bills.
Second.
All in favor, aye. Any opposed? None. Motion carried. Item number 4 is to approve payroll. I'm looking at the payroll salary changes sheet. All of these at the bottom, are those admin?
Yes. Oh, I didn't put that in there, but yes, they are. Under description. Knowing that, Judge, I can go correct this sheet and bring another one for y'all to sign just here in just a moment. Just to put the word admin in there, I can go make a new one.
No, I don't think we need that, but we can just write it in if we want to. That's okay. Are you keeping, we talked about this before, are you keeping a spreadsheet of the admin time?
Admin time, no.
Okay.
I keep spreadsheets with, the FFCRA, the
Okay.
COVID tracking, I keep spreadsheets for, FMLA,
Sure, I know a
that
lot
kind
of
of
them.
stuff, but not,
No,
Not
okay, all right. Then,
it's all just on the time sheet, and I document it here for y'all. That was the only thing that I knew I was told, was
Yeah.
just put it on there.
thank you. Do you have one of those? Great.
That, yes.
We'll pass this to you anyway, this is just sign.
Okay.
We'll give one to her, and then if you want to sign one, you can get a copy from her.
Okay.
either one. All right. Any discussion on payroll? If not, do we have a motion?
Make that motion.
All in favor, aye. Any opposed? None. Motion carried. Item number 5 is reports. All right. Do we have any reports from anyone? I do have one from Constable Precinct 2, a graph, and it has a little legend on the side showing what each of those represents. All right. You have one of these? There you go.
Make a motion, we accept that report.
All in favor, aye. Motion carried. Item number 6, burn ban. We do not currently have a burn ban on.
No action.
No action. All right, we'll move to item number 7, special road use agreements. And bonds. Are there any? If not, we'll go to item number 8, which is bonds and education certificates for county officials. We do have a public official position schedule bond for the county clerk employees. This is a surety bond.
That's on the one,
That's it.
I have a motion.
Second.
All in favor, aye.
Uh,
Motion carried. Now, we do have an education certificate from the 2021 County Court Assistance Training Conference for Beth Smith.
and I'm gonna make that one.
Second.
And I think this was a Zoom conference, but anyway. We have a motion to accept that.
You know how to do this?
Ryan, how to do what?
Zoom,
Zoom?
Yes.
It's Zoom, all right. Do we have a motion to accept that?
I'll make a motion.
Second.
All in favor, aye. Motion carried. Item number 9 is contract services with Voices for Children. That is court-appointed special advocates, CASA. And this is, they provide services to us, and we are going to provide a small fee to them for doing that. And these are advocates to ensure children who have experienced abuse or neglect have a safe and permanent home. And the amount that we will provide for this is whatever is in the budget each year.
Make that motion.
Second.
All in favor, aye.
Aye.
There also is a box out in the front that if you have things that you would like to contribute for children, that you can put in that box, and they would appreciate anybody's assistance if we would do that. Especially right now at Christmas time, it would be great to have a little help. We also have the CPS board provides assistance to children that mainly are in foster homes, and so they will be accepting donations also. We do have an amount in the budget to assist them also. Item number 10 is to appoint the directors for the Mid-East Texas Groundwater Conservation District. And we have 2 directors who will expire December 31st, 2021, John T. Fryer and Elise Shield. John represents the industrial interest area, and Elise represents the agricultural interest area. John, would you like to, and both have agreed to serve again, and we appreciate that. What, and I think a few minutes ago you were maybe going to make a little comment about the water systems. How many do we have? 7 water systems in the county?
Well, I'm not sure, I got a 2-part deal, I'd
I-
like to kind of give some folks some background on the Mid-East Texas, if you don't mind,
Okay,
and then we'll move into the
all right, well, let's hear it.
other part, if you don't
However
mind.
you would like.
Okay, all right. First of all, don't know how long I've been on this board, but it's been a pleasure, Craig. I know you and Jerry Rogers had a whole lot to do with that. Getting me put on this thing after I retired from the power plant. But,
Did a good job.
well, thank you. I appreciate it. The main thing of it is the education side of it. I've learned a whole lot about groundwater in the time I've been on this board, and still learning things about it. It's a needed thing. Kind of give you a little background on how we got here. 2001, our legislature, and Mr. Wilson has talked a little bit while ago about our mandates that are not funded. The legislature, 77th session in 2001, created or left it up to the counties to create water districts. But basically they were mandated to manage and conserve the water for the state of Texas per county. And Freestone County and Leon County and Madison County went together and formed this Water District Mid-East Texas. Okay, we're in existence since then, and the voters approved this in 2002. We have funds that have come from all the entities that use water, the cities, the towns, the rural water systems. They pay 4 cents a thousand per water pump every year. The water district employs one employee, Mr. David Bailey. He lives down in Madisonville. He's responsible. He does the office work and the leg work. He just got through, or he may still be doing some of the monitor wells as we speak, checking water levels throughout the district to see where we are. And with that, we have two individuals that we couldn't do without. We have Mr. Matt Uliano. He is our hydrogeologist. He is on retainer. He's in Austin. He's been with us ever since I've been on the board. And then we have a legal advice, Mr. Greg Ellis. He's out of League City, Texas. His background has been in water forever. So we have two individuals that are on retainer that we use regularly to make sure we don't step out of bounds. We're governed and regulated by the Chapter 36 of the Texas Water Code. And then I'm kind of easing into where I'm also the manager of Ward Prairie Water Supply, which is a rural water system out here. But once again, kind of let me think where I was there. With the mandates, so to speak, the legislature in this past session created a problem for the rural water systems. That's what Linda was wanting me to talk about at first. I'm also the manager of Ward Prairie Water Supply. We were given notified by a letter from the TCEQ, which, let me back up, back to the days before the groundwater districts were formed, back with the rural water systems. I remember dealing with the Texas Water Development Board, and then they would shift it over to the TCEQ. The TCEQ would shift it back and forth. So that's probably what prompted the water districts coming about in the beginning, okay? Well, here we are again. We received a letter here a while back, Ward Prairie did, from TCEQ, saying that the legislature enacted legislation this past session that all public water supplies entities, because of the freeze we had back in February, are going to be required to have backup power. You might not have electricity, but you definitely need water. And I don't disagree with that. Well, with Ward Prairie, we're sitting out here with 150 members. And I touched on it a while ago. We pay 4 cents a thousand. Those people do, 150 people, pay their water bills, and that money goes to the Mid-East Texas so we can manage the water and help hopefully conserve it. Now we're being hit with this that we're going to have $130,000 worth of generators installed so we'll have backup power, because we have no backup power. We have a water well located, then we have another water well and a pumping facility. If electricity goes off, we won't have no water within just a few minutes. So, I mean, the legislature didn't come up with any money with that. They left that up to us, you know. Yeah. So
I'm not elected yet, but I'm on his side.
So anyway, I came up and I showed this letter to Linda, and I talked to her, And she said, oh, by the way, now, what's the acronym, Linda, that you gave me? I can't even remember that, but there's federal money that's been made available.
American Rescue Fund.
Thank you. And I'm asking that y'all seriously consider that as an option to help them, not just Ward Prairie.
Right.
I'm talking about all the rural water systems, and like you said, there's several of them. I can't even, I don't know, there's South Freestone, probably the biggest one, I think, Pleasant Grove, then us. I mean, we're one of the little ones. But all these water systems, some of them have generators. I know Butler has one down here, or did have some generators, but theirs failed during that cold weather too. So all of the systems are gonna have backup power according to this letter. They've gotta have a plan by March and in place by July, so.
Well, and of course, we had talked about generators, but then there is a possibility that y'all can get a grant.
Yes,
And I think all the water systems are
Yes.
applying for those grants, so
Yeah.
we're kind of waiting to see too what.
yes, we had already thought about this and the need, possibility before this happened in February.
Right.
And we applied for a grant, and we're like 20-something on the list, and it's through the Texas Department of Agriculture, I believe. But, I mean, it's not gonna come along in time for us, it doesn't look like, so. But anyway.
We're working on that though,
Yeah,
how that can work
hopefully,
together.
one of the two will,
How to
because we
work
don't have
together.
$130,000 just sitting out there to buy a generator with, and that's what our engineers tell us we'll have to have. Some of these bigger systems are going to have a lot more money in that. But the cities, the towns, I mean, they're all in the same shape. If they're providing public water, they're going to have a backup generator. So, there you are.
There you are.
As Steve Noviella says on Fox News every morning whenever he's on there, that's my 2 cents, spend it wisely.
Thank you for coming this morning.
Well, thank y'all. I appreciate it, thank y'all for the opportunity to serve and what y'all appointed me to. Thank you.
Thank you for all the time and energy you put into it, because it's been a lot.
Thank you.
All right, do we have a motion to appoint our board members?
I make that motion to say both of them.
Second.
All in favor, aye. Any opposed? None. Motion carried. Thank you, John. Thank you, and
Thank
you
y'all.
and Elise both for your service. All right, now at this time, let's take about a 5-minute break. Not a smoke break, just a break. Well, let's see. Before we do, number 11, I need to get something out of my, yeah, so let's just take a short break.